This was a dream come true, getting to talk with Elvis in front of these filmmakers, these artists in the independent film forum. I mean, I've always wanted to be a director, and this was a moment where I felt like one. I knew every scene of the movie. I had worked on the outline for it very extensively. So when I sat down with Sean McKittrick from QC Entertainment, we sat down for some coffee, and I sat down and said, I've got this idea for a movie that no one's ever gonna make, but let me tell it to you anyway because it's a fun story to tell, and it'll give you kind of an idea of the sort of mischief I'm looking to make. Sat down, I told him basically the whole movie. I had no script yet, but I knew every scene, told it to him, and by the end of that meeting, he said, let's make it. I mean, the pitch was, I probably went for about 25 minutes. I told every scene. I took it through every scene. I tried to tell it as best as I could, as quickly as I could, but tell him the entire movie, the entire idea, why I thought some of these themes were going to work. And he said, look, I've never seen this movie, so let's do it. The biggest learning curve in telling the story visually is probably that, you can plan as much as you can and as much as you want, but about 20% of the things that really end up being calling cards and great moments in the movie are done in the actual shooting of the scene and the rehearsing. And you have to be open to changing something that you've planned for 5 years if there's a better way out there or if something's not working. So it's this combination of planning and getting out there and reacting and adjusting. Key and Peele was very different from this in terms of multitasking. With Key and Peele, there's a point where I have to support the actor in me. So that means there's a certain point where I need to kind of meditate. I need to be in my trailer. I need some quiet time. As a director on Get Out, it was, every second, every time you turn your head away from one person, you have another person who needs an answer on something. The best thing you can do is really communicate your vision as well as possible to these departments so that they can take over and execute your vision without you having to be meticulous on every picture frame and everything. It's this idea of if you communicate the movie that doesn't exist yet, that you're seeing in your mind, right to the departments, they can sort of take over and be an appendage for this vision. I do know that if you entertain people, the message can be very effective, and this goes back to a lot of my experience with comedy. If we were trying to make a point or we were trying to talk about something difficult to talk about, and that an audience may not be okay with hearing or resistant to, you have to get the laugh. You have to do right by the genre, because if you get the laugh, if you get the emotional effect, and Get Out, if you get the scare, if you get the suspense, if that part of it works, an audience will then go honor it by thinking about why it worked.